Jump scare. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the first official video on my YouTube channel, Living with BPD, also known as Borderline Personality Disorder. Oh boy, are we in for a lot of talks and conversations that are going to pretty much look exactly like this. So this video is kind of a about me video about what's going to be basically on my channel, what kind of things you can expect from me, and all that kinds of stuff. I'm going to warn you guys, I'm in a really ugly position. I know I'm naturally ugly, but you don't have to dwell on it. I know I don't look good. But anyways, so I have borderline personality disorder. I want to say that the BPD I have is a lot calmer than someone who might have severe BPD. I had severe BPD and I want to talk about my stories, about what had went on. So that is something that I plan on doing on this. Sorry, it's 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't normally go to bed till very late anyways, just because that's how my work schedule is. But I'm getting ready for bed. So on this video, on this channel, I want to talk about my experiences with BPD, what it's like dealing with it, and I kind of want to give you guys a bit of a rundown about me and about why I'm making this channel, how I got diagnosed, and what that was like. I'm going to make a separate video talking specifically about when I was diagnosed and about my misdiagnosis because that's going to be a fun story. So, yeah, let's get to chatting. I don't know if any of y'all noticed, but I got like Bayonetta fucking hair. Like the way my hair is like that short feminine. It's so weird. I was diagnosed with BPD back in June, but they are pretty confident I've had BPD probably most of my life. It was just undiagnosed, unchecked, and consistently got worse as I suffered a lot of abuse. Sorry. I suffered a lot of abuse growing up. My past is not necessarily a great story. My entire family was relatively abusive. Both my grandmas were relatively manipulative, which caused me to have very severe anxiety problems as I got older. My mom was physically, sexually, and verbally abusive with me. My dad was relatively physically, I want to say that he was physically abusive, but my dad definitely didn't help fix the trauma that I had gone through, and kind of actively played a part in some aspects of it. My dad was a big victim of a lot of stuff that was going on, but he also was not like the best person during a lot of that, and that's kind of where he is also part of the problem. I don't want to say he was physically abusive because my dad only spanked me, but he never hit me physically. And I think he just could have done a better job at being a father than he could have been, but he also was. That's a whole different story. I don't want to go too much into my dad. My dad's just a very complicated part of that puzzle piece. But my whole family was relatively abusive, and having that borderline on top of that only really made the situation worse. So I was diagnosed with BPD again in this June. Again, like I said, they believed I've had it probably my whole life. And it made a lot of sense. I had very bad self destructive behavior growing up in high school, in college, both my first year currently, because I am a current student at up here in Missouri at UMKC. I am a current college student. I will not give off any other real personal information other than I am a history and philosophy major. I might be switching my majors at some point. I'm not entirely sure what I fully want to do. It's complicated. But I've had very self-destructive behavior probably my entire life. I had tarnished friendships. I've gone behind people's backs. I have stopped talking to people. I've disappeared on multiple occasions. I've had multiple attempts on my life, mostly suicide attempt. Well, yeah, most attempts on my life. I've had a lot of attempts on my life. I've had episodes that have caused me to get homicidal thoughts. I used to get so angry at video games, at other things, that I would physically hurt myself. I would be bruised because I would get so violent with myself. I had a lot of issues, and one minor thing could send me off into an absolute storm. And I have a couple of videos that I've already made before making this video, because I have planned on making this channel and making this introduction video, but haven't exactly had the time. So I made a couple videos showcasing what some of my episodes look like. Like, I had a anger episode, I had a euphoric episode, and I wanted to show what those kinds of episodes look like and what that can kind of entail for somebody who's going through a borderline episode. On top of all of that, I had horrendous impulsive problems. I had a massive fast food addiction. I am fat, I will not deny. Have I lost weight? Yes. Is it still there? Also yes. Do I look like Nikocado Avocado? Yes. But, oh crap, hold on. I have to fix something with my camera. But I have worked very heavily on improving that, improving my physical weight, improving a lot of things about me that are relatively unhealthy and problematic. Though I still have a fast food addiction, I found ways of coping with that a bit, and you'll see in some of these videos. I'll talk more about those kinds of things, because this is just not the video to specifically do it, since this is kind of just an introduction. Trying to think if there's anything else really important to talk about, because when you're living with BPD, your emotions are just all over the place. I have another channel called Gaming with Borderline that I'm getting going, and I'm doing a lot of walkthrough guides on videos, boss helps, boss assists, and I want to talk about how video games can actually negatively affect your mental health, because that was a problem for me. And it's a very difficult process coping with BPD and being up in college, because disappointments can pretty much cause you to be screwed over. I actually have accommodations at my college that basically say if I'm having an episode, I can't come to school, I can't come to work. So that's just kind of personally what it's like for me to be living with BPD and what it kind of entails at this given moment. I see a therapist every week for my BPD. They have thought about DBT, dialectic behavioral therapy, but they're kind of leaning against it because I'm doing so well in just normal therapy at the moment. But that doesn't mean that's out of the picture or off of the table at some point, especially with this week, which I've had a lot of episodes, a lot of episodes that have really, really put a damper on things. And I'll kind of talk more about those episodes at another part. But this is kind of just all that I wanted to do. This is just an introduction so people can understand me, they can understand what I'm about, what my borderline is entailing, and I think overall a kind of good idea. People can kind of get used to what kind of content I'm going to be making. I'll do a lot of a day in the life videos, and I want to get better at making those, because video editing is a passion of mine. It's something that I've been doing for about 3 years. I'm just real good at the job, and hopefully I'll be losing more weight soon. I also want to talk that I do get very euphoric. That was another thing I wanted to mention. I have like really bad euphoric episodes where my last euphoric episode was like borderline manic, because I just could not calm down under any circumstances. But I'll talk more about those in other videos, so stay tuned to my channel if you want to see that kind of content, because I'll be talking about what it was like during my experiences and what this kind of caused me to do. So you guys can all kind of get a good idea of what that looks like when you are having an episode like that, because I really want people to watch my channel and be like, they look at this and they're like, okay, I have BPD, I see these symptoms in me, or they're having BPD and they're trying to find ways of coping with it. I can't solve your issues, but I can definitely show you what it's like to have this disorder, and I can definitely show you guys what I do to cope with it, and you guys can know what you do to cope with it. I can tell you why you might act this way. Well, I can't tell you, but I can show you why you might act this way, because if I'm acting this way and I know why I'm acting it, you might be able to make parallels to why you do the same thing. And I really hope this channel helps people cope and understand that they're not alone. They're not alone in this issue. And also, I'm going to consistently say, go get therapy. Do not sleep on therapy. We're going to have a whole video talking about that. But anyways, I hope you guys all have a lovely day. I hope you guys all take care of yourself, and I will see you guys all in my next video.